Hey guys, Sax here, and welcome back to the Saxy Racing Network Extras channel for the AIC Championship. I gave an abbreviation, and yes, the AIC means Artificial Intelligence Championship. Whatever. I don't care. I think it's nice. Whatever. Welcome to round 3 here at Phoenix. Colin on pole here tonight. We're going to go ahead and let them roll. I'm going to have to quickly fix this timer thing as soon as they go around and we get everybody crossing the line because it'll add a lap because they start behind the line. But there we go. Your front row here tonight. Like I said, Colin gets the extra point for qualifying on pole to his outside Ricky in the number 17. Behind them, it's Jay and Juan. Then it's Casey, Feedbajan, Jelly, Julia, Spades, Taffi, Ryan, Chris, Smity, and Crimson. That is your field set here for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and hit the start record button so you guys get some replays. But this one should go a little bit cleaner than our other races that we've had so far. And not a plate track. First step away from plate racing. Green flag in the air. Colin leads them to green. Heading into turn 1, Colin able to clear that 17. That outside line is not going to work well here tonight. It's not like Atlanta or Daytona. That outside line will make you sink fast. Saw that in qualifying. Anybody who ran up there for a consistent amount of laps just fell backwards during qualifying, and their times just were not good. As Colin is able to stretch a little bit of a lead out right now, it looks like Jay up to second, but he's going to go to the top side. That's going to open it up the door for Casey to take over second place here coming off of turn 2. Jelly also in that fight, looking to the inside for P2 as they come around to the line. And it's going to be 3 wide coming across the line. As a 33 is now going to take that spot away. Julia fighting back on the middle line of those 3. As now it's starting to cycle its way out. Ricky to find his way to the bottom. Colin running the top a little bit there. Being a little bit conservative. But at 3 wide behind the leaders is Ricky with a deep sin. It's going to get him side by side with Julia and Jay. And the 33 is going to go up to the top. I don't know why you would do that. I mean, these are your guys that are going to be fighting is the people down at the bottom. If they can wrap the bottom, that's going to be your best bet as long as you do that. So this is helping Colin out. These back and forth fights is allowing him to pull a little bit of a gap. As now Ricky gets ahead of Jay. Both of them are now clear of the field. The field is definitely going to start spreading out. As like I said, it's just going to be hopefully a lot cleaner of a race. I'm not going to say it's going to be cleaner, because I thought Atlanta was going to be cleaner than Daytona, and it took me to change some factors for it to end up being a little bit cleaner. But so far, so good, and Ricky is pulled away from Jay. Ricky is trying to put the pace down to go catch the race leader. So your top 2 in qualifying running 1-2 right now. There's a major lag spike. I can't even see what's happening. Jay now falls back to the clutches of Spades to take over that spot. I think I know what's wrong. Actually, I do know what's wrong. It's that. There we go. Pull some of that off. That'll hopefully lighten up the lag a little bit. Spades now up to P3. Jay down to 4th. Like I said, this order is going to shake it pretty big here. Ricky chasing down Colin. As you see all those cars behind them up to the top side of the track, that's not going to be very helpful for them. That's what that pack is falling so far behind off these front 2. The 17 versus the 19 right now. That is the battle. Does Ricky make up any time that time by? He does. Very little, but that is definitely enough to let Colin know that he's got to pick up the pace here. If Ricky's inching closer to him, that means Ricky has the faster car right now. But that can easily change at any moment. One little mistake could end up costing either one of them. He's our AI after all. It isn't like human error is a huge factor in these, that they just choose the wrong line. They're going to go backwards. As let's actually go look back in this actual pack here. Jay is still in this fight. He's looking for third around Spades there. Not able to get it. They've pulled away as well, so we've now got a 4-car breakaway. 3 wide for fifth. That's Chris and Bejan, and it was Taffi on the outside, but she goes backwards. Now it's side by side between the two Toyotas. So things are starting to sort themselves out at least a little bit as Jay goes to the outside, trying to maybe try to get a run here to Spades, but it doesn't look like it's going to work as it's still side by side behind them. Trying to get the Chris here. Can I get the Chris? Chris? There we go. Chris on the bottom. Bejan on the outside. Bejan's going to hopefully get down here soon because Juan's coming. Yep, Juan's now down to the inside of the 24. Oh, the 18 also goes high. That's not going to help the 24. He's going to get boxed in here. He's going to hope for that 25 to make a little bit of a mistake and wiggle a little bit now. But that's not what we need to be watching now, as I saw it off in the distance. We've got a battle going on for the lead here. Ricky has caught Colin. And Colin goes to the top. That's going to open the door big time here for Ricky into turn 3 and 4. But Colin with a good run off, not able to clear himself, and that's going to allow Ricky to get a deep dive into the turn. Side by side, and we get our first lead change of the night. Ricky to the point. So your top 2 in qualifying now, battling it out for the race lead. And right now it's going in the way of Ricky in the 17. Has not had a good few races at the plate tracks, but now showing some pace here. When we get out of plate track racing where it's bumping and everything's happening at once, you've got to make sure you don't spin off of too big of a push. You don't want to make sure you don't give somebody else too big of a push. But here, it's a lot less to manage. You just got to manage just driving the line that you need to drive and keep yourself in front of the cars and behind you. There's only one true racing groove around here, and he has found it right now. As Spades is starting to catch to these two up here, get to the inside of Colin. So Colin about to go down to P3 after losing the race lead, so it looks like some dirty air issues there for the 19. And we'll probably lose third here because Jay's in the mix as well. As the field's starting to get strung out, it's really showing who's got the pace here tonight. As Jay is going to get down to this inside, I believe. If we can stop lagging, I could tell you. No, not yet. Jay actually did not get a good exit there, but Colin's going to get forced back to the outside of this 45. That's going to allow Jay to close up a bit more too, but this is allowing Ricky to pull away. The longer these are side by side, that's more laps Ricky gets further out ahead of these guys. As now Jay will get to the inside of Colin this time by. Whoa, big bump there. For the 54, big wiggle there. Still side by side for a third. Jay with a deep dive, trying to get the position away from the 19. He's going to be able to get it, I feel like, this time by. He does. He clears the outside of the 19. The 19 fighting back hard into turn 1. Deeps in there for the 19. Still side by side for P3. Colin is definitely showing he has pace around this outer line. Just a little too late. He should have shown this against Ricky. But it's not going to matter. Jay able to clear him into turn 3. Across the start-finish line, Ricky has a 0.8 lead over second place. And now Jay goes to the top. Maybe he feels like he needs to try to figure something out up here. Don't know if that's really the smart move here. You're going to hold yourself up, and you're going to give this 19 the position back that you just took the previous lap. I would just let him have it and then try to dart back down to the inside as it comes to turn 1 and 2. And that's exactly what Jay does. He's going to follow the line of the 19. As the two in front of them both go to the top side, as Spades has cut down the lead a little bit there to Ricky. And so far, no cautions yet here tonight. We could go green to the end here tonight. I would not be shocked. I would also not be shocked if we do get a caution. Saw it in the test race to ensure that everything would work smoothly. And we did end up getting one caution for our car breaking loose off of turn 2. As Spades lost a little bit of time there to Ricky that time by Colin, now breathing down the back of the 45, but it's going to go to the top side. That's going to hurt Colin's time. But all of your leaders, except for the 45, went to the top, so I don't know how much time he's going to lose there relative to the leaders, but he's going to lose time to the 45. He actually gained time on Ricky. That's what he wants to see for sure. As the field's starting to separate, top 6 have pulled away from the field. As I can't, can we stop lagging, please? Thank you. As now here comes Spades to the inside, deeps in there for the 45. And they're going to take the race lead away from Ricky. Ricky's not going to end up fighting too hard here, I feel like. He's going to allow that 45 to clear into turn 1, and they're just going to have to get a mental reset as Jay is going to take P3 away from Colin. Take that mental reset and just drive away. As tonight, it is going to be a battle of who can just make a least amount of mistakes and go in the right line. It's a one groove track, so you only have to block one groove. If you stay on the bottom, you're fine. But when they go to this top side like this, the entire top 5 did it, so none of them are going to really gain or lose time here, but that's going to put Smity in a good position. All the way back there in P6, he's going to gain some time on all 5 of the leaders. Can we stop lagging? You lagged in both quarters this lap. Thank you. Whoa. What is going on with the lag? Do I need to turn off the shadows? And make it look extra bland? If it continues to lag, I'm going to turn the shadows back on. I would hate to have the shadows off, because this honestly looks a lot better with shadows on. As now Ricky does take the dive down to the inside for the race lead. He's going to cycle our way up to him in cameras. Jay and Colin are not out of the picture here, though. It depends on who goes where on this line. As the front 2 go to the top, and the bottom goes the 54 and the 19. So it's about to be a duel between Chevy and Toyota. Who gets the right call here? Oh, Ricky had to take some avoidant action there. Jay to the inside for the race lead. Side by side, Jay and Ricky and Colin and Spades all dueling it out for the win. It's 5th and 6, not too far behind. 3 wide for P2. That's going to be a big hurt there for Ricky, as he's going to be stuck all the way on the outside going into turn 3 and 4. So does Jay. Deeps in there from the 19 and the 45. They are not giving an inch to each other. They are making sure if you make one mistake, you are paying the price for it. The front 4 all grouped up together, and you can see 5th and 6th have now caught this front 4. Smity and Feed Bajan have joined this fight, all within a second of each other. They had to go 2 seconds back there to 7th. So the field is definitely starting to spread out in pace-wise to see who has the pace, as Colin now able to break away a little bit there from Ricky and Jay and them. So that's what he wants to see, is them still fighting side by side behind him. He's going to allow to pull away. Now Jay has a Toyota behind him again, so Toyota looking strong, but so does Chevy. But that's to be expected. Chevy has the most cars in this field. 3 of the 4 Toyotas are in the top 3 now. The only one missing is Chris. I don't even know where he's at on track. I'm looking for his name. Where is he at? he's in last. Fun. That's a fun little thing there. As we're going to go back to this fight here. P-Bajan now takes over. P2 as well. Some contact there for P3. The 45 got moved up by the 48. The Chevys not playing nice with each other now. Oh, and Ricky's going to put it 3 wide. Oh, yeah, they're not playing each other any favors. They're going to allow those front 2 to pull away. 3 wide for third. Jay just kind of having to sit and watch. Deep dive there for Jay. He's going to get to the inside of Spades. Yes, he's going to take the position away there. He's going to hope for all these Chevys to go to the top, and they do. That's going to allow him to rotate this bottom pretty well here and gain some time on the race leaders. The other 2 Toyotas in front of him. What it would mean for a Toyota to go and win here tonight after Colin won the previous race. And what it could mean for Colin to go back-to-back. It's really seemed like a Colin and Julia show on wins, but Julia nowhere to be seen in this race. As Jay makes a big mistake there, goes to the outside, he's going to get stuck 3 wide outside. And some of the other field is starting to catch now. And the field is starting to catch back up because these guys are fighting so hard. The single-filed out cars are starting to catch to them. That means this fight's about to get way more interesting the more laps that go on. As we're getting close to halfway. This one is not an insanely long race. This track is a mile long and only 80 laps. That means 80 miles compared to the 100 that we've done in the previous 2 events. A little bit shorter for you guys. So it's not as long, hopefully. Knock on wood. As you can see, Crimson now creeping up to this fight. As the leaders are starting to get strung out again. At least attempting to. Colin just kind of driving his line right now. No insane pressure. Yes, he's got a car behind him, but he's got over a second. Sorry, not over a second, over half a second. Over second place. And they both go to the top. Everybody goes up to the top except for, I believe that was 4th. Yeah, it was Ricky. So the top 3 all go to the top side. And even then, the 5th on back all also went up to the top side. Ricky was the only one who would go to the bottom there. The 19 versus the 24 out front, but this one is still far from over. We're not even at halfway. The 24 is creeping in on this 19 ever so slightly every lap. But how much longer can he do that before the rest of the grid catches them? Just got to keep making tiny grounds on that race leader, or if this leader goes to the top side here in turn 1 and 2, which he does not, they both go to the bottom. As there's a fight for third behind them, that's allowed these 2 to pull away. That battle for third is just allowing these 2 leaders to just take a cruise. Toyota 1-2, and that's what they want to see to the finish of this thing as they cross the halfway point. They've almost got 2 seconds over third, which is the next Toyota. As the 24 goes to the top, that's not going to be good for him. That's going to allow Colin to have a little bit more breathing room. So now we slide back into this fight here. Jay versus Ricky for P3. Jay going to take the deep dive. Smity follows him on the bottom. Crimson as well goes to the bottom. They're trying to make up these positions as fast as they can. Jay's going to want to break away from this fight. Drive off into the sunset, catch his 2 Toyota friends in front of him. And leave the Chevy group behind him in the dust. And right now that's looking like what he's doing. Smitty's going to take a deep dive there on Ricky. And the more laps that they... Oh, Crimson hit the wall. Stay side by side. The more time they lose to those front 3. Oh, but Jay goes to the top side. That's going to hurt his time to break away from these guys. I don't know why he would do that. Smity and Ricky have just kept the side-by-side very well. They have not broken this side-by-side for the past couple laps, which is kind of crazy. I think it's finally going to end up now. Yeah, the 48 finally gets clear of the 17. As Jay's now got to put pedal down to break away from Smity, because Smity no longer has a car to his outside. He can now freely chase after that 54. As you can see, Colin now extending his lead over second place. So Colin feeling pretty comfortable out front. Did qualify on pole. Had a little slip up, but that allowed Ricky to take the race lead and a couple others to lead some laps, but he's found his rhythm again. So that's good for him. Let's hope he doesn't lose it again halfway through this thing. As he did lose a chunk of time there. But it's still a very large gap between first and second. And an even bigger one back to third and fourth here, who are about to be side by side if Jay isn't careful. Almost had it there. Almost went to a side. Yeah. It is also a reminder, 3:30 in the morning when I'm recording this, so English is still not going to work well. Jay is way behind, and he's in a battle with Smity, and then Crimson's even further back in P5. And I think I just heard contact. Like a crunch sound. Did I? I guess not. I guess I'm hearing things. But the field is definitely spreading out more. I mean, we'll see here. What's it? Okay, yeah, no. Everybody's running fine. As they're 3 wide behind the front 4. P5 battle is going crazy right now. As it is Jelly who's made his way up into this top 5. And here comes Taffi trying to push for it. The Chevy duel is on, and they now have a Ford amongst their ranks now. Juan has found his way into this fight for P5. And you can see Chris in the background. He's going to be trying to make his way into this because he sees all his other Toyotas up here. 1, 2, 3. He's the only one not in that top fight. Now Ricky back to the bottom. It's going to allow the 7 to pull a little bit of a gap as they're still 3 wide. Ricky going to try to clear going into turn 1. He's able to clear. No, he's not. Here comes the 45 rallying back on the outside. Side by side for P6. Spades with help around the outside. That's going to allow them to be equal with Ricky going into 3. But I don't know if Ricky's going to be able to clear. I think he's nope, not able to. 45 is still hanging on ever so slightly. Not anymore. Ricky now has been set free to go chase the cars in front of him, but he goes to the top. He makes a mistake to go all the way up there. Now he's going to be 3 wide top. The battles are heating up here as the laps tick down. As that's really going to hurt Ricky there. Oh, yeah. He goes backwards. Try to get up the 45 here. Now the leader of this little gaggle of cars battling for P6 because P5 is now pulling away. That number 7 is driving away from this little group of cars. This is your battle for the top 10, so the more they fight, the back 4 cars are going to catch them. And the harder it is for this group to go and chase down the race leaders. That front 2 have pulled away from the field. Yeah, and as you see, Ryan's now creeping into this fight. He's going to be wanting this top 10. He has not had a great 2 weeks at the plate tracks. He's going to be wanting to redeem himself here at Phoenix and show that he has some pace here tonight. Because, I mean, it's been a struggle for a couple of these guys. Oh, wait, hold on. They're back to 3 wide. I was about to go and cycle way back to the race leaders, but they're back to 3 wide. Juan going to keep the fight 3 wide into turn 3. But it's going to cycle out here pretty easily. Ricky's going to be able to sling it in deep. And he's going to be able to clear that fight for now. As let's go cycler way. There's the battle for third. There's your race lead battle. Side by side, the 19 and the 24 going into turn 3. I don't think Colin's going to be able to hold that one off for too much longer. That 24 finally gotten a little bit of a rhythm, caught him. As they're approaching 20 laps to go pretty soon here, so that still could change hands back to the 19, and it could even change hands back to 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This thing has been crazy all night long. Colin is fighting back hard on that outside line. He is trying his hardest. I don't think he's going to be able to keep it this time, though. I think that 24 finally got around him completely. That's allowed Jay and Smity to close up the gap ever so slightly. Oh, when Colin makes the mistake there, he goes to the top. That's going to allow this 24 a little bit of breathing room, can breathe into turn 3 without having the pressure of the 19 directly on top of him. That is what he wants to see. Not what Colin wanted, though. Colin wanted to literally lead the most laps that we've ever seen out of these 3 races. And the first time we get away from a plate track, but oh, the 24 makes the mistake this time by. That's going to allow the 19 to get a look to the inside. The 24, well, he's clear now, but he's not going to be in the turn. 19's going to send it in. Colin back to the race lead. This fight is going to allow 3rd and 4th to catch, as you saw that time by. Lost 6/10 on that last lap because of the side-by-side battle. Now that's a big loss there for that 24. He's going to have to regather his thoughts here. Get back to the 19. It is a long way to the finish still. 21 laps remain. And I would arguably say that it still goes past top 5 of who could win this thing, depending on who runs what line. If we get a caution, anything can still happen. It is not just going to be these 3 Toyotas that will fight for this thing. Smity is still in the fight. Taffi is not far off either. It is a bit of a gap back to 6 and on back, but I won't take them out of the equation. As Jay trying to heat up back to the front 2. He can clearly see the 2 of them in front of him. Toyota 1, 2, 3, and they've pulled a little bit away from Smity right now. Oh, when the 2 leaders go up the track, that's going to allow Jay to close up even more to the back end of these 2 leaders. Jay's going to be wanting to see them make those mistakes. Close back in. Go for the race win. Got pole for Atlanta. Had the fastest lap at Daytona and wasn't able to capitalize in either event. Now he's going to be trying to capitalize here tonight. Go for that race win. Side by side for a second. 24 with a run on the outside, but that's not going to be enough heading into turn 3. 54 is going to take second place away. And now this battle is going to be who can chase down Colin in the remaining 17 laps. But the more they fight it out, Smity and Taffi close that gap. As now Jay has got to put his eyes forward, go chase down the 19. If he can do that, he'd be the 3rd winner of this season. Because it has been a back and forth between Julia and Colin. Both of them won their respective dual races, and then Julia went on to win Daytona, Colin went on to win Atlanta. So both of them looking really good at these plate tracks. Jay trying to show up and say that he wants to win at one of these proper skill-based tracks that isn't just luck and trying to keep cars behind you to get a run. About a second between 1st and 2nd, as we're getting some major lag there. Can you please stop lagging? Please. Thank you. Jay's got to get in a rhythm here soon if he wants to do anything towards Colin. And it's a decent deficit to have to bring down and just over 10 laps. He's got to hope for Colin to go to the top, and he's going to go to the bottom. But Colin is learning from his mistakes. He's going to run the bottom for now. As the field is very spread out now. A lot of the field is just trying to get into a rhythm. Stay in that rhythm. Keep yourself ahead of the guy right behind you. As again, front two go to the bottom, but the third goes up to the top. But fourth and fifth have slid back side by side. A little bit ways back, but every time they make that single mistake, it really shows in time. That's what Jay needs to see out of that 19, is the 19 go to the top maybe once or twice, and Jay will be there. He's been creeping it slowly closer, but this is not what he wanted to do. He's now got to the top himself. That's going to allow the 19 to have a little bit more cushion to breathe on. Coming around to 11 to go. Colin might be able to win this thing now as long as he just keeps it on the bottom. That's all he's got to do. Jay has put himself in a position where he's going to hope for Colin to make the same mistake he did. Because no lap traffic is going to be in effect here tonight. If it was a longer race, maybe. They have been really steadily pulling away from the back cars. You can see almost 10 seconds to last place. For that third place car, a feed Bajan, you're hoping to see both of these front guys in front of you go to the stop side like there. Jay to the top. That's going to allow the 24 to close back up to him. This is the wrong fight. Jay wants to fight himself in. He's hoping the 19 moves backward, not himself. This is going to be crazy. Can we stop looking? Team Bajan has been slowly creeping towards the race leaders. Oh no, third and second both go to the top. Colin to the bottom. Colin is just breathing easily. He's got a comfortable lead now. It's going to take many mishaps there for Colin to lose this lead. Almost 2 seconds to second place for Colin. Even if he does make a mistake, it's going to be a bit hard for these guys to capitalize on it because they've made many of their own. Seven laps to go. Colin just needs to just take it easy. Don't overdo it in turn one like Jay just did. That's going to open the door for the 24 to take second place away. Side by side now for second. Jay able to clear going into turn three, but a deep lunge from the 24 is going to allow him to have the spot over Jay. That's going to allow Colin to pull even further away. They have to catch him every lap at this point to get anywhere near that 19 for the race lead. I think it's pretty much over. I think Colin's got this thing in the bag now. It is going to take a major mistake out of that 19 for the 24, the 54 to take the lead away from him. Is Jay now even further back with that mistake? He's going to hope that he doesn't fall back to the 48 and the 7. As the leader's going to approach 4 laps to go. Colin taking the laps away. At this point, it's going to have to be half a second for second place to even get the lead. Half a second a lap is crazy work that it's not going to happen unless Colin makes a major mistake. And I don't see that happening. Three laps to go. Feed Bajan is slowly creeping towards them, but it's too late to be creeping that low to him. And especially to go to this top side. So now it's back to a fight for second. Jay back to the back bumper of the 24. As they're going to hit 2 laps to go. This would be a crazy battle for the lead if this was your top 2, but no, this is second and third. They're 2 seconds off the race leader. Colin is riding comfortably out front as second and third are going at it. Let's see here. I want to see where these two go into turn 1 and 2. That ultimately chooses who's going to get second and who's going to get third. If the 24 goes low. Oh, they both go high. That's going to solidify the 24. As we're going to cycle up to the race leader. Colin going into turn 3 is going to come out a back-to-back winner at Atlanta and at Phoenix. 3 wins on the season for the number 19. And then it'll be the 24, Bajan, and then Jay. So a Toyota top 3. Good race for those Toyotas. All 4 of them finish inside the top 10. What a race. Let's go ahead and look who got the fastest lap. Spades. That's actually shocking. I was expecting Colin to have it, but he's actually towards the bottom. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. Like I said previously and all the other ones, go check out the rest of this season. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. I am enjoying this. I really hope that we can do more of it once we finish this season, see what we can end up planning if we want to do this game again or moved over to iRacing or something else. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to whatever we can do with this because this is really fun. And I'm hoping my friends are also enjoying watching these. By the time this is being recorded, only one has been released so far. I've kind of been trying to get these recorded so that way they can get edited and ready to be posted without me having to scramble last minute to do that. But go check out the main channel, the main racing channel, where we do actual events where it's not AI, where you guys will be able to join. So go ahead and join up on the Discord so you guys can come and join us in these events and have fun racing with us. Check out the Twitch when I do stream the events live. Go check out the TikTok, all the clips of the previous races. And this will be Saxy signing out. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Stay crossing off my list. Got my money in my bitch. That's a check, 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 check. All my mama at the crib could retire off of this wrist. That's a check.